What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This week's video, as you can already tell within the first couple of seconds, I am just in my garage working on the tractor right now, doing a little bit of boat work, but the John boat, a little sneak peek of it, the John boat that we're building on the channel right now is kind of on hold. I've got a lot of stuff ordered for it, and everything kind of seems to be shipping at its own pace. I do have the garage door open, so you're gonna hear some traffic out here behind me right now. But I'm doing a little bit of work, and I wasn't gonna film this. I usually don't film stuff like this. This is the behind the scenes kind of stuff, and a lot of you guys asked to see more longer videos, so I'm gonna throw this on here this week. I have a problem where I've got too many projects, and dang, that lighting is so weird when I walk outside. So I've got the trailer build, Trailer Swift. I've got my Hobie trailer, then I've got my Bonafide. There's the old Nini we built last year. And then I've also got some other trailers here on the property, some boat trailers, like right now, for example. Let's see if you'll be able to see it down here on the bottom of my hill. If you look way down here, there's a pontoon boat in my yard. That belongs to my brother, and I'm doing some work on some wiring and stuff for it. I'm kind of the boat guy in the family. Every time somebody has a problem with their boat, the boat ends up in my yard or in my garage. So I've got to do some work to his boat for him, and I usually just hook my truck up and haul it around, and I've got my tractor here, and I do have that third attachment that goes in the back that takes a Reese hitch, in it. But every time I use that setup, I have to take off my box blade. And taking off a box blade without a quick detach setup is a pain in the butt. If you own a tractor, having to go back there, unhook all this, put on that, and then go get the trailer, move the trailer, and then when I need my box blade, I got to put it back on. It's so weird, that lighting, when I'm standing right there. So anyway, that being said, I'm gonna try to remedy this today. I've got a few things that I dug out of my old parts bin. I've got this little, it's all tore up, I ain't really sure what they call it, but it's like a Reese hitch adapter, and it's designed to just bolt on. And by the way, before I show you that, I do have my golf cart, and I know a lot of you guys are thinking that, if you follow the channel, y'all see me pull the kayak trailers around with this little golf cart. I built this thing here on the channel a couple years ago, and I put a lift on it, and it does good. I do have a little ball on it. You can see right there, got a little 2-inch ball, but it's not bolted on. I can't move heavy stuff. Like that pontoon boat would just rip that hitch right off the back of the golf cart. I do move stuff like the kayak trailers. I'll pull it around the yard. I'm not gonna go flying up a hill or anything because those are actually heavy enough to pull it off. I've been risking it lately, and I've actually pulled Trailer Swift around the property a couple of times, moving it in and out. Just, it's so much easier to use the golf cart to hop on there to move it. But like I said, for big stuff like my nitro, the Skeeter, the pontoon boat, the big trailer that I've got full of crap in the backyard that's got to go to the dump, all of that needs to be moved with a truck or a tractor, and I'm tired of moving all this. So that being said, I'm gonna try to use this little attachment, and I've got this old 6-inch drop receiver, and I think I'm gonna try to weld up something today right here. I'm gonna try to weld this backwards. I'm gonna cut that little tab off, and I'm gonna weld it right in the center of the box blade, and then I should be able to run this hitch here off the back of this, and then I should be able to pick up and move stuff. And then if I don't need it on here, I could actually just pull this off and stick it back in the garage. But I don't think it'll be in the way just leaving it on there, unless I'm pushing something with the blade, which I usually don't do a whole lot of pushing. I do more pulling than anything, and it won't be in the way for pulling. But anyway, I'm gonna drag out the welder. I had to go get some new gas for it yesterday because somebody left the valve on and it completely emptied the tank. But I got new gas for it today. I'm gonna pull the welder over here, set up. We're gonna chop this down and try to weld it up on here. And I'm filming with my phone right now. I usually don't do this, but this was kind of a spur of the moment thing, and I figured I'd get the content for you. For those of you that are interested, y'all know I do something every day. I usually come home from work. If I'm not working on a project for the channel, I'm working on something else for me, in the background, like the bow range that I've been working on. A lot of you guys also chimed in and you want to see a 2-story shooting platform for that bow range. I'm gonna do it. I got the lumber coming. I've got a guy down the road that cuts what's called rough cut lumber. I don't know how to brain fart right then. He does rough cut lumber. He's got his own sawmill, so He's cutting me up some wood right now. We're gonna build it out of rough cut, but I will have a 2-story. Hopefully enough of you guys are interested because I plan on filming that for y'all. But let's set up and see if I can get this thing welded up. Then we're gonna hook up the pontoon boat. I'm gonna pull it up here today and go through the wiring and stuff with you. I'll give you guys a walk around with the boat. It's a really sweet little boat. My little brother picked it up off of Facebook Marketplace. Let's see if you can see it from up here. I hate having it parked right there because I do live next to a highway, and there's the boat right there. But see how it kind of looks? I've already had 2 people. It's been parked there for 3 days, and I've had 2 people knock on my door and ask me how much I want for the pontoon boat because it looks like it's for sale where it's at, and it's not for sale. Unless somebody was to walk up and offer me a crazy amount of money, then sorry, brother, I'd sell you a boat. I've got so much stuff crammed into this garage that every time I need a certain tool or anything, I have to finagle about 30 things out of the way to get to it. I did just change this gas bottle out yesterday, so I had it kind of easy to get out. Yeah, that wasn't too bad at all. Y'all are getting a little sneak peek at the boat. What do you think about the black pedestals up under those seats? I made the executive decision yesterday. I think I painted them. I went ahead and painted them to match this. Since the sides of the boats are going to be camo anyway, or the boat is going to be camo anyway, I decided to go ahead and do the pedestals black because the camo on the side of the boat and the seats are going to be different, and I didn't want that to clash. Looks like I've already nicked it right there. I have to do some touching up, but it's going to be cool. That video's coming. I've got all the electrical stuff set up and just waiting on some wires and some switches and stuff. So that's going to be the next video for y'all. For now, let's go weld this up and see if we can work on this pontoon boat today. I think I am going to cut the back side of this off to get it a little bit further on there. I want it to be as close to the box blade as possible. The further you go out, the heavier the end of that ball is going to have, the more weight's going to be on it. So I'm going to hack this off here. We're going to set it flush with the box blade. That way when we don't have the receiver in it, it's going to be practically, you're not even going to notice there. But I got to clean all this up. We're going to have to grind all that. And I'll have to spray it back down with some paint or some primer when I get done welding. I think it'll look good. Let me get the cutoff wheel and we'll start hacking that off. I'm just going to line it up and we're going to weld this bad boy on, and hopefully this works. Hopefully I get a good weld on it and I don't have to worry about dropping boats off as I'm climbing my driveway. We'll do it with my brother's pontoon boat first. That way if something does go wrong, it's not my boat that falls off the trailer. Man, I hope this works. This is going to be so nice not to have to use my truck to move these boats and trailers around the yard. I'll just keep the box blade on, back up, hook up, and go. It's not too bad. I'll show y'all really quick before I paint it up. Let's make sure this receiver is going to slide in there. Here's what we're waiting on now. Oh yeah. That is it right there. She's solid. They ain't perfect, but they thick. Come on, focus. A little bit of spatter, not much. But I welded the sides. I welded the bottom. I welded this side up really good. I did 2 passes and then in the back. So now I'm gonna hit it with old Flap-A-Tack for a minute, clean it up, spray paint it, throw a receiver in it, and we're gonna go pull this pontoon boat up. This is gonna be great. So now I'll be able to haul my trailers, the big boats around the yard. Let's see how good it pulls. I gotta get my truck out of the way up there before I go pulling it up to the shop to wire it. But you see way back here in the back of my house, I've got a trailer that's gotta go to the dump. I tore a building down back there and it's just been piling up with more and more stuff. I gotta haul it off. But I don't like driving my truck back there, so now I can hook the trailer up to the tractor and pull her on around. Let's see how she pulls. All right, guys, it's the next day. Actually, a buddy of mine saw me in that last clip you just saw me pushing the boat up my driveway. He was driving by and seen me outside. He ended up swinging by. We ended up talking for hours and hanging out and catching up, and I didn't film anymore yesterday, but I'm gonna get back on it today. I've got the pontoon boat stuck there. I'm not sure the tools that I need. I know I need a multimeter, because all I gotta do is really, I've got the lights mounted last week, but I hooked them to a hot wire on his switch by accident, and it was funny. We went out for the 4th of July weekend, and he was so happy that he had running lights because he hadn't had them on the boat since he bought it. And I wired them up here. We got there and he turned them on, and when he turned them on, it killed his motor. And I was like, there's no way that happened. I'll show them to you really quick. And sure enough, I had the hot wire wired to his switch, so if the boat was running and he turned his running lights on, it would actually kill his motor. It was pretty funny. But here's the lights that I got wired up for him. Just some regular, same ones I got on my Nitro, regular navigation lights. And then I installed these for him. And I love installing stuff on pontoon boats because it's so easy to do. You can climb under them and see how the wires, you can just kind of reach everything. And another cool feature about this boat that I like is there's no wood. His floors are all solid aluminum. He don't have a lick of wood on this boat. Nothing to rot, nothing to go bad. It's really cool. Oh, it is a tight fit under there though. But let me show you the actual boat. I put these steps on there too for him this week, which these steps are awesome now. He can just climb right up and step on his boat. And it's a cool little boat. It's nothing huge, but for a few people to go out and hang out on, look at that wraparound back couch he's got. He's got to get him a new top. That one's a little rough. He lost the cover for it. It was on there when he bought it, and I think it blew off or something on the way back. And what size? It's got a little 40 Mariner on the back, which goes a lot faster on this boat than I expected. Like he was scooting through the water on this boat. Little center console, and that's another cool feature about this thing. Let me get back here so you can see it. Look at that. So you got your 2 fishing seats. He's got his trolling motors. That's a big old Xi3 like what I got. So he can spot lock, he can fish. The driver sits in the middle and everybody walks around it. How cool is that? It's got dual doors so you can jump and swim off of it. If y'all are interested in seeing me maybe film a camping trip on this, let me know in the comments, because he told me I could take it out anytime I wanted. I might hit him up on that and take it out, maybe figure out how to get one of my kayaks on here, like stick the bonafide on here take this out. He's got an electric anchor, so I wouldn't have to use spot lock all night long. We could anchor it out in the lake somewhere and camp and fish in the kayak and just kind of use the pontoon boat to camp off of. I think it'd be pretty fun. Let me know if you want to see that. I might film that. Might get him to go with me. Maybe kind of do a 2-person overnight trip on a pontoon boat or something like that. But here's what I'm working on, and it's not going to be too bad. I just got to take this panel off. So this is an old boat, so when I got in here, I found all kind of crazy wiring last week. That's why it was so hard to find a hot wire. But I've got everything unplugged right now, just dangling here. So I got to climb back in here and wire up a hot wire so he's got lights. And I got to do it in a way that when he turns his lights on, it don't kill the engine. And here comes that sun. I was hoping those clouds was going to stay over top of it. Maybe they will. You can get a overhead view of all my junk back here now. Look, trailer Swift, the Hobie, everything's kind of crammed back here now. But that hitch we just added on there yesterday did amazing. Now I can back up, hook up to any of my trailers, lift up, and just drive off with it. I don't have to back my truck in here and worry about doing all that crap. I can just use the tractor now and hook up and go. But let me grab my multimeter and do a little poking and prodding on this boat, see if I can get it figured out for him, get these lights to working. All right, I think I got her lit. I had to run in the shop and get some zip ties because I got a mess of wires. Let me show you. Look at that old bird's nest we got going there. But I think I got it set up. I think we're gonna be good to go. I had to pop open the canopy, which is not as bad as I thought. I thought he said the canopy was messed up, but I guess it was just the cover that was messed up. But the sun got hot, so I popped open the canopy and gave myself a little bath at the same time because I didn't know that the canopy was full of water. Open it up, give myself a good shower. Let me set you guys up, and y'all are gonna be my eyeballs to see if these lights are actually working. Those steps are great. All right, I also put it on the key switch, so his key has to be on. So if I turn the key on, running lights, the back one's working. Y'all see the front ones? Should be red and green. Good to go. All right, I'm gonna turn them off. Fog lights. That's these big old white lights up here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's got lights. We might even be able to do a little bit of bow fishing off this thing. All right, I'm gonna turn the key, I'm gonna turn all the lights on. So that should be running lights and the fog lights. I'm gonna turn the key off. That should have killed everything. Yep, we're good to go. Good to go. Now I just gotta button up this old rat's nest I got going over here. Let me make sure they're all off. Fog lights off, running lights off, keys off. Well, it's still cranked with the lights on. Let's bump it. Because that was our problem originally. Lights are all on. Oh yeah. That little motor fires up better than my big old Merc on the back of the Nitro. All right, I'm just gonna zip tie this bird's nest of wires I got up, and I'll be able to call this job DUN. This is a really cool little pontoon, y'all. I'm glad he picked this thing up. I told him if he ever sells it, I get first crack at it. It's not very big. It's just a little 18-foot bass buggy. And the original logo, you can kind of tell here, was bad. He found those online and stuck them on himself. Here's the back of it. We got the light run up there. It's gonna be a cool little setup. So now I'll just tidy up my little wiring job. I told him he's got to order some long wire for his trolling motor. Right now he's just setting the battery up front, which he don't need to do. He needs to have that battery in the back and out of the way so he can run his trolling motor all the time. Right now he sets the battery up there and hooks it up and goes, which is fine for now. But for the long haul, he needs to do it right. If he gets me the wire, I can do it for him. He's got plenty of room back here for the batteries. Oh my goodness, look at that gas jug swollen up. That ain't good. Don't blow my hand off. That is too tight, y'all. Holy crap. That vent's not coming open either. There we go. Woo! I'm glad I saw that. That vent, I backed it up, but it wasn't coming open. Man, that thing was blowed up like a balloon. Let me see if I can get this vent right. That would have been loud if it would have blew up back here in my backyard. Let's see if that's open. I'll check on it tomorrow. That could have sucked. All right, let me tackle this bird's nest I got here. Get everything cut so it don't arc up. Clean up everything. And should be good to go. We might be able to take this thing out this week and give it a run. He works a lot, so he don't get to use it a whole lot. That's why he wants me to run it, because it's not good to let those two-stroke motors just sit. They will go bad. In one season, if you don't take a boat out, a two-stroke in one season, your carbs will gum up, it'll get bad. So he said we could take it out as much as we want. We're gonna probably take him up on that. I think I'm gonna leave this canopy up. Well, I probably need to strap it forward. But if it's up, it'll help keep the sun off those seats back there at least. I got everything cleaned up, put back on, we good to go. Let me show y'all, check it out. Put the panel back on, key works, fog lights, well we can't see, but running lights. You can see that one kicking on and off back there. We are good to go with this thing. I'm definitely kind of excited to take this out now. But I want to show you something before I end the video. While I was buttoning that up, UPS driver showed up. So looks like we got some stuff here for the old John boat. I think we're still waiting on our main base color paint to do the, unless that's what he delivered. Got a couple of packages right here. Let's open them up and see what we got. Shoot, this might be our paint right here. It might be all this came today, because that feels like paint too. I'm really waiting on the wiring stuff. I got some really cool switches and a switch panel. So here's one thing for our stencil. Oh, and our stencils came too. I'll have to show you those stencils in just a minute. That should be flat black. Heck, we might have just got paint today. That's what this is. No, battery tray. 2 of our seat swivels came in. Where's our panel at? I bet this is our panel. Where'd my knife go? I got a really cool panel to control our lights, and I put a bilge pump in this thing. You'll see it all in the next video. Everything should be here by then. Check that out. And that is gonna go in the wall over there, and it's got its own little stickers. Let's see if they've got a bilge pump on here. Probably not. Trim tabs, stream, blah, blah, blah. I'll have to, oh, there's more on the back. Maybe they do. I'll go through it whenever we do the install, but I'll give you guys a sneak peek really quick. What else is in here? Heat shrink, some wiring connectors I was running low. That's for the light. I got some cleats for it so that we can tie it off to the dock. And we'll stick all this on. All this is gonna be an upcoming video. Hopefully y'all can just see all that. I just noticed y'all weren't really looking, but I'll give you guys a quick shot of the boat. And look what we got laying there. Ooh. Got the boat registration. It's getting closer. I went and got it registered yesterday, because after we do this wire install and paint, we're gonna be ready to hit the water. This switch panel is gonna go right here. How cool is that gonna be? Right there by the, kind of by the cockpit. It ain't gonna be up that high, but I'm trying to give you guys a quick little shot of what I'm thinking. So the seats, you know, the swivels came, so these are gonna swivel. Right now they're just sitting there. But that switch panel is gonna be mounted flush in the wall. It's gonna control our bilge pump that I just installed. It's gonna control our anchor light, our nav lights, our interior lights that we're going to be installing, all kind of cool stuff. And I got the stencils in from Redleg. These, it's called something else. I think it's OT2 is the stencil that I went with, but it's basically, it basically looks like Bottomlands. It's going to look like this. That's Bottomlands camo by Mossy Oak. That's what I'm shooting for. So I'm waiting on my base layer paint, and I didn't get spray. I got a, where'd my glasses go? I got a roll on. I got 2 quarts because we're going to roll the base layer on completely. The whole boat is going to be rolled, and it's going to be that color of that. It's more like a tan. I think it's what it's called, this really light tan color here. We're going to roll the whole boat that. Then one of the stencils is going to be this green, which I'm hoping, I guess we can look now. I'm hoping this green that I got and the black is going to be close to this. It ain't got to be exact, and I can see now it's not. It's definitely off. I might have to, this is more of an olive, I think. And that's the green that I went with. Dang it. That's flat army green. I might have to do some test panels to see if I'm gonna like it, but this is what I'm shooting for the side of the boat. And now you can also see why I went ahead and painted these pedestals, which I realized you couldn't see them in that clip earlier when I was talking about them. I went ahead and painted these pedestals black. I was originally gonna paint them to match the side of the boat, but if I would have painted them like this, and then had this Realtree camo on top of it, I think it would have clashed. I think choosing black keeps the camos separate so it'll still look good, because this is gonna be a different color camo. But I'm telling y'all way too much. I don't know why I'm going over all this in this video, because that is not this video. You're gonna see all this again very soon. I think I've got one more package I'm waiting on with the base layer paint, and we'll be ready to paint this sucker, and I'm waiting on my wiring to get here. Once it's here, I can run the wires, install the lights, do all the cool stuff. I'm gonna do that all with you guys in the video. So we probably got a wiring video, a paint video, a trailer video, because the trailer, after this thing is done, it's gonna look great, and the trailer looks like crap. So I'm gonna have to do the trailer, and then we're gonna stick it on the water, and we're gonna test out that NT300 that I got from Newport Vessels. This bad boy right here, all electric. And what do y'all think about the batteries? I'm showing y'all way too much, but if you're still watching, it means you're one of my loyal people, so I'm gonna show you. But check this out. See, there's no battery here. I got no battery in the front up here for the trolling motor, but yet there's 2 batteries on this boat, and that is my favorite thing about these old school pedestals, is because they're hiding the batteries. There's my trolling motor battery. The wires run in the floor up through the trolling motor. You can't see them, it's all completely hid. You wouldn't even know where that battery was if I wouldn't have pointed it out. And then back here, up under this pedestal, is our big NT300 battery. So it's hidden up under there. That leaves all of this open for how I had it kind of staged up just now. Like my tackle box right here. I could set that there. I threw some marine mat down to keep it a little bit nicer. It's gonna be cool. Again, I'm showing you guys way too much. I think I'm gonna end this video now. We got a lot done. I know it's a different style video than you guys are used to seeing me do. I hope you like it. If you do like this style video, please let me know. I'm not used to shooting raw stuff like this. Usually I kind of try to script it out. There's some wind. Let me see if I can hide from it. Usually I do try to script out my stuff, and I do detailed installs and DIY stuff with y'all, but I just want to do something different. Let me know what you think, because if I do them like this, more of a raw, you know, behind the scenes style footage that I can shoot for y'all, it's gonna be easier for me to pump out a whole lot of content. And if I can do this and you do like it, this is what I'm gonna do for you guys. I'm gonna make the videos longer. I'm gonna go in more detail about what I'm doing, kind of show you some more projects that I work on. I always have people, a lot of my friends hit me up wanting me to work on their boats, and they're wanting to pay me to work on their boats, but I always turn them down or tell them I can't because I've got so many projects going on here. But if I can film content like this and you guys will actually watch it, if you're interested in seeing me rewire boats, carpet boats, fix trailers and stuff like that, I'll start filming that stuff and throwing it on the channel as I get closer to going full-time on YouTube. I want more content anyway, and I think it'll really help me out a lot. So please, 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 if you liked it, hit the thumbs up, watch the video all the way through. It really helps my channel out in the algorithm. It pumps me up to keep doing this, and eventually, hopefully, my goal is by the end of this year going full-time on YouTube. So y'all help me out. Support the channel. If you want to become a member to help support the channel, it's $5 a month. You get to watch the videos every week, a little bit earlier than the rest of the people who get to watch them. And I'm gonna try to start, once I go full time, the members are gonna get special content. They're gonna be members only videos and stuff like that. So if you wanna support the channel and help me out, y'all go hit that join button up under this video, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next Monday at 6 o'clock. Peace.